Although the president's plan to ban styrofoam, how do you receive it?
We receive it with great enthusiasm. It's a great step in the right direction. We commend the president. We've already said it all. Environmentally, it's not biodegradable. It also has health implications. So to ban it is something that we have asked for a long time. We've asked also for a ban on single-use plastics, which is prevalent in much of East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Rwanda, name it. So it's a step in the right direction. And we hope that this will be followed by a ban on single-use plastics. And if I might add, it will also help employment and creativity. We know that there are persons making the biodegradable ones with either sugarcane. You can also use plantain and banana waste. There are so many things we can use which do not affect us, our health, and also are friendly to the environment. So we hope that funding will be given to organizations that are creative and are using our waste to produce biodegradable food containers. This is a great step.
Well, many raise concerns about the price of the alternatives that may be available. You look about the styrofoam packs and you juxtapose it against the foil tins or the paper packages, and styrofoams are relatively cheaper. At least if the paper is going for about 3 cedis or 5 cedis, styrofoam could be going for a cedi or a cedi and 50 pesos. And so concerns have already been raised about how we may not be able to sustain this switch from styrofoam to paper and foil, and we may at the end of the day have to fall back on the styrofoams and the single-used plastics.
Absolutely not. You see,
okay.
Absolutely not. We have to look at health.
Right.
What is the purpose of spending 1 pesewa on something that is harming your health and also harming the environment? And the cost of cleaning up the environment outweighs it all. Our health, what price do we put on our health? And I have also said that I have not even talked about foil. I've talked about using sugarcane waste. There's a lady who has something on TikTok. She uses, I believe, sugarcane waste to produce the containers. There are other people I know of who are thinking of using plantain waste, something that we throw away, but it can be used to make the containers, banana waste. It's done in Asia and other places. So I'm saying that it is a step in there. It's a step in the right direction, and we should go ahead with it. If any funding needs to be given, it should be done.
Well, let's look at how we can also create more awareness for people who have become so used to styrofoam that they are not used to the paper in other forms. We've seen how the plastics that are used in the single manner, like the rubber, the takeaway rubbers and all, still are in the system, even though many businesses have tried incorporating paper and other forms into their businesses. But it looks like we keep going back to the single-use plastics day in and day out. And so in banning and making sure that we move on to a more sustainable path, and a path that inures to the benefit of the country, the education aspect of it.
Yes, education is there, but you see, enforcement is also the best form of education. You educate, but side by side with education, it is banned. I believe in Rwanda, for example, it's a criminal offense to have a plastic bag. So when you are going there, you are told, if you choose to use plastic bags, the law will take its course. Unfortunately, with Ghana, we know that our enforcement regime is sometimes non-existent. But education cannot be on its own. It has to go with enforcement. The health community, everybody needs to come on Ghana civic education. Everybody needs to come on board to explain to people that health is paramount. You know, if you're a millionaire and you don't have good health, what does it profit you? So it's a step in the right direction. We should all be with it. And I'm not even talking about foil. I'm talking about using plantain waste, using sugarcane waste to do this. And I think we should all fall behind it. And by particular dates, they should be withdrawn from the system. Any person found with it should be prosecuted. And this is the best form of education.
Well, we've seen how these packs are not biodegradable, you'd pass by refuse dump, see that the vegetables and other things have broken down to virtually non-existent forms, and plastic styrofoam packs are still there. They don't degrade in any form. They continue to pile up day in and day out, day in and day out, and it becomes normal for us because that is what we know. You've spoken about enforcement, but let's go back to again education, and especially starting from the very lower level like lower primary or even kindergarten. Isn't it time that we incorporate conversations like this into our curricula at that stage, so that as children are growing, they know that this is not something that is good for our health, this is not something that is good for our environment. And so if they are given that, they can say that, no, I don't want this, because we've realized that when children stand against something, more often than not, it becomes the norm.
Absolutely, you can do this side by side. Nothing is stopping us from tomorrow introducing it to our curriculum. All the schools know, the children know, say no to this. The same with plastic bags. Make an informed decision. For example, when I'm going shopping, I always take a recyclable bag with me and I refuse plastic bags. And I use that as a way of educating those selling that do not use plastic bags. Where do they end up? In our gutters, on the streets, and helping with flooding and so on and so forth. So yes, the consumers can also make a choice. After all, if the consumers refuse to use it, they're not going to import them or produce them. So yes, we can do the education at the kindergarten level. That is all fantastic. But at the end of it, at the end of the day, if the children are saying no to it and it's flooding our market, only the committed ones will use alternatives. But other people who are, go by the, form of least resistance will use what is available. So you have to do it side by side. Yes, in our education, but also they should not be in the system. When they are found, they should be removed and destroyed. And, there should be punitive measures. So there should be a deadline. After that, nobody should be selling them or importing them. And there should be strict compliance and enforcement. Enforcement is key.
All of the manufacturers who manufacture these styrofoam packs and all are bemoaning this impending ban. They are asking government not to rush the implementation. From where you are sitting and what they are saying, when is the right time to ban these? Or should
The right
we be
time is
listening to them?
yesterday. You see, the right time is yesterday. People will always put their pockets and their profits first. Right now, we face so many problems. We know that this is contributing to our many problems. So we don't, we've heard what the manufacturers have said, but we'll not give you the opportunity to continue because there are health aspects, continue poisoning Ghanaians, and in addition, destroying our environment. Because as you said, what do we do with them? They go to the landfills and they are not biodegradable. So we hear what the importers are saying, but we care more about Ghanaians than about profits that importers are going to make. Our priority should be the welfare of Ghanaians. Government's priority should not be the welfare of miners or people who produce products that are not good for Ghanaians or the environment. Our priority, government's priority, should be the welfare of Ghanaians. So this is a step in the right direction, and all well-meaning Ghanaians should get behind government. And I'll use this opportunity to say that you talked about the tree for life. Planting trees is a wonderful idea, but if you're planting trees, you also have to be mindful of the existing tree cover we have. So I would appeal to the government to repeal EI 144. It's an executive instrument which allows for the declassification of Achimota Forest, the last remaining forest reserve in Accra, the lungs of Accra. This should be repealed. Otherwise, it's like fetching water with bucket that has holes. Our existing forest cover should be protected. Whilst we are also talking about LI 2462. Sami Gyamfi promised that when Parliament resumed, LI 2462 will be banned. Parliament has resumed, and I have not seen, it has not been banned. I have not seen that it's on the, it's on the things that are going to be discussed. So we're appealing to government. Sami Gyamfi gave us his word. We know that the government needs to be credible. So LI 2462 should be repealed, not amended. And we want to commend the government for this step. It's a step in the right direction, and all we well-meaning Ghanaians should get behind the government. And of course, I'll end by saying that we also are appealing to the government to declare a targeted state of emergency. You just have to read the post by award-winning journalist Erastus Asaredonko, and you see the dire situation we are in. Recently, look at what happened to Anabiso. I mean, it's terrible. And the only way that it can be stopped, because we must commend her, and I'm using this platform to commend her. She could very well have lost her life. She was brave. She stood her ground. We need more people like her. I say Ayeko, she did extremely well. But this should not have happened. The police commander should be questioned to explain to us what happened. I hope the IGP is working on this. And yes, let's declare a targeted state of emergency. Time is running out. Time is running out.
Aula, we're most grateful for your time this morning, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
Aula Sewa is the Executive Director of Eco-Conscious Citizens.